All right, let's go ahead and check. Alternate static vicks are clear. I've removed the nacelle plugs and pitot cover. One thing that I realized that I probably didn't do, I'm gonna have to get back out of the airplane, and that is the key to the baggage compartment is still
You're tied to this thing. Hold it.
Yeah.
You know you're tied to this thing.
And, yep. So I remember that, but that's why the last thing you want to do, or not the last thing you want to do like that, but the last thing to do before you really get going in here is to take a look and make sure the baggage compartment's closed.
You actually had the keys in there?
Yeah.
Okay, good thing. Remove before flight. it's a good label.
Well, and also the tail numbers on them too. So
good point.
they got dropped one time out on the ramp out here. Probably because I did the same thing. Filler caps, fuel quantities checked, fuel drains been checked, baggage doors locked now. 5 sumps, fluid leaks none, doors all closed. Emergency exit secure, mag switches are off, gear handle is down, flap center detent, yep. Hydraulic shutoff is open. Now the reason you want to make sure that's open before you start is if this is closed,
you break it.
You start the right engine, you potentially got to break that pump. Oxygen masks, we're not going high, so we don't have to worry about those. Hydraulic pressure is checked, and it is 0 right now. And that will allow me to test the aux hydraulic pump. So if I turn the master on now, I'm going out of order here, I can turn it on, I can run the pump, you can hear it running, and pressurize things and bring up the pressure to about, I'll bring it up to about 500 pounds. And that way when I start the right engine with this off, it'll bring it up the rest of the way. I've just checked both pumps. Okay. All right, we're at that point in time when I need to do all that. That's already been done. So before starting the engine, clearance, power on. I'm not going to get, I have a little switch up here you don't have. If I press that, it'll bring up Navcom 1. And cool. I can listen to ATIS and clearance and pick up my clearance if I want without having to run the engines. And we'll get the ATIS and that stuff later. Nav database is current. I just put a new card in there, and that is active on October 6th, which was 3 days ago. And the altimeter is set. Let's see how close that is. Seatbelts checked. Yep. Baggage door closed and locked. That's why I stick my head out the window. Yep. It is closed. That's all good. All right. And then the starting procedure. Now this I've got a pretty good flow going, so I'm going to have you just read, don't read it out loud, but just follow me along. So I'm going to start over here. I'm going to hold the brakes. And are you seated far enough up to work the rudder pedals?
No problem.
Okay. Check the brakes. I don't get to do that from that side. Yeah, they seem pretty good and solid. All right. All right, so mine are up and good. I'm going to set the parking brake, even though I don't trust it, because it's pretty easy to kick it off by accident. And then the master's going to go on. Both alternators are going to go on. I'm going to turn the beacon on. Navs are on. So I'm flowing all the way across over here. Landing lights are off, wings off, pulse lights are off. The fuel is going to go on, and I'm going to listen for the pump. Barely hear it. Going to go crossfeed. 2 pumps should be running, or not pumps, but valves. And the crossfeed light is on, and then back to on. This pump's off, mags are on. Check, make sure that the gear up light is working. And then come through on this side, all the center breakers are in. Prop sync is in manual mode. Throttles are closed, props forward, mixture's idle cutoff. Come down here to rudder trim, and it's set where I want it right now. Next thing down here is steering. I'm going to do a 4-corner check. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And there was no change on the hydraulic pressure. But if I press the gear, it'll, with both of them going, there will be
a bounce.
Okay. Down here, pressurization is set at 2,000 feet. We're about 600 feet here, so that works fine. Come down here, alternate air, bleed air's on both of them. Door seal's deflated, and we're in the normal dump mode. And I've got the alternate air doors, which are part of the anti-ice certification, are free, and they will open when I do that and pull them. And I come on back up, flaps are in neutral, eggs are off, boost pumps off, on, cross feed, light comes on, back on, and check the voltage. Looks like about 24 volts. The hydraulic shutoff valve is open, and the blowers are off. If they weren't off, we'd know it. We'd hear them. And then I'll go check all the breakers all over here, and we've got the radio, aux radio master is off, aux hydraulic pump is off, and the air conditioning and fans are in the off position. I'll set these to RPM. I just like to set them there. There's no real reason, but that's where I set them when I'm starting. This won't do anything right now because the alarm requires the radio master to be on. And then I'm going to go check across here to make sure that the annunciator lights are all working. They are. Door seals in the electric, autopilot, and radio master are off. And we'll check the aux fuel indicator lights, and then on down, and we'll set the altimeter. It's probably going to be about 3016. And we'll see, I'll probably have to change that again. Now I'm going to come and set the fuel. So I know that I had 51 remaining. We put 108, so that says 169, 159. No, what is it? 8? Yeah, 159 gallons. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to go full, and it'll go to 210. Now I don't have 210 in there, but all I got to do is subtract 44.5. That'll give me 165.5. All right, so what on here did I not do?
Well, your door seals, your dump valve. Let's see.
You did all that.
Yeah, you did. Auxiliary master. Manifold pressure. You haven't done that yet.
Well, it's kind of automatic to look at it.
Yeah.
But
totalizer.
That just verifies.
There was your totalizer there.
Yep.
Auxiliary fuel pump, auxiliary fuel lights, auxiliary fuel quantity, annunciator panel, door seal, autopilot master off, fuel quantity check, which you just did, avionics master off, and then of course your alert lights, TC running. I guess you pretty much got it all.
Yeah. All right, so go to the next one. And that's going to be the starting engine checklist. And that was pretty straightforward. So I bring the throttles up on the first start of the day. I'm going to bring the throttles up to they're about an inch down here in the slots. And I'm going to start the right one first, and I'm going to prime it. So the boost pump's going to go on. I'm going to see boost pressure over here, and go 5 seconds. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi. There's the prime. Throttle back to closed, and then bring it. This is just slop here, and I go up about a 1/16 of an inch or so. All clear to the right.
Started nicely.
Yep. Probably could have had it a little bit more open. Potato. It just comes up pretty nice. So oil pressure's good. Fuel pressure's good. I come back to go to low on the fuel pump. Still got pressure. Go to off, and we still have pressure. So we just checked all 3 pumps. I got a high and a low pump and the engine-driven pump, and we noticed that the hydraulic pressure came up to just a little over 1,000. Okay, what else is on here?
Prop fluid, mixture, fuel selector on, boost pump high, mixture prime, throttle open, quarter, mag switch start, throttle, oil pressure check, gyro pressure check, hydraulic pressure check.
I didn't do that, but this little red tip's going to be out on the right. We do have pressure.
Yep, and then hydraulic pressure check, we did that. Boost pumps, and then repeat engine number 2.
Okay, now we'll repeat engine number 2. Okay, we're all set to prime, so pumps on. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5. manifold pressure's up. Comes up nice and quick. Notice how the right one is a little bit lower, and I got to bring the RPM back to do that test accurately. So even out the RPMs, the left one's a little higher. It's not getting sucked down as well because this is, the engine's a pump, and it'll pull the manifold pressure down from atmospheric. So that's telling me my left engine potentially has some induction leaks somewhere. Now it seems to get better as it gets warmer.
Interesting.
But it is what it is. Okay, boost pump to low, and we got pressure. Boost pump to off, so the engine-driven pump's got pressure. We still have hydraulic pressure. Still have both of these little red indicators are out. So I'm going to go ahead and arm the aux hydraulic. We'll turn both the radio master and the autopilot master on, and now I'll go ahead and do
test.
Do that.
Oh, and I have that crazy alternator whine, loud as can be. And you probably should figure out right. Works fine, so.
I'm Eric Reese. I sell real estate for a living, but I fly and instruct in the Aerostar for fun. Join us on our travel and training adventures in the world's fastest light piston twin.